Hi, Gail. Hi, Wendy. Let's see who else is on. I better get my other glasses for close up. Oh, Patty. Hello, Patty. Just give me a heads up that you can see and hear me, or at least just wave. Hi, Terry. Happy birthday, by the way. Welcome, everyone. I was just outside a little bit. I'm admiring how there's always a robin and a cardinal that are hanging out together. I don't know what that's all about, but the last week or so, I see them together. They're not fighting. Maybe they're sharing worms or something. It's a beautiful thing. I hope you are all doing well today. I'm so happy to be with you. If you have a blanket to sit on or a pillow to sit on, go ahead and grab that. Just centering yourself. Oh, by the way, you can sit for now, but we're going to start our practice standing. But feel free to kind of get your centering together. And we've got a couple more minutes. Welcome, welcome. I still think, even though there's been some glitches with this program, with our online classes, I still think that this has worked out really, really well. I think I have some people that joined us. We're here. No, we here. That would be Pat and Maureen. Welcome. Hi. Welcome. Hi, Meryl. So happy to have you all here. So excited to get going. So today is May 18th. We are going on 9 weeks of online yoga. So it's been an interesting journey. So I hope that we can all enjoy however many more weeks of this we have in months. I said through June, but probably longer. Hi, Edna. I do know you're here. Welcome. I do know you're here. And if you can hear and see me, that's how this works. I can't see you. And you can only make a comment if you need to. But if you don't need to, give a comment after class, because I'm not going to be up this close the whole time. Good thing, huh? And Gail, yes, you think it's worked out very well and you're enjoying it very much. Oh my God, that's so wonderful. So wonderful. I'm so glad to have you all here. All right, well, I think it's time to get started. We're going to start. It sure is. We're going to start standing. So now that y'all got comfortable seated, let's stand up. I think it's important to release some of our energy. If you have a blanket or a pillow to sit on, when we get back down to the floor, we'll use it then. But we're going to start our practice standing. I don't think we've done it starting standing yet in this past 8 weeks. Also, if you have a band or a ball, have it with you. And the band can be one of those stretchy bands, or it can be a strap, okay? And good, let's just find our mountain pose. So readjusting your feet if you need to. And if you're new, if you haven't been in a yoga class or doing yoga for a while, just as always, listen to your body. and do what's right for you. Hi, Diane. Hi, Donna. Welcome. What's right for you, right? So that may mean, so some of our poses tonight, we're going to be holding. You can close your eyes and get into your mountain, right? While I'm talking. We may be holding for several breaths. So sometimes that can make us feel like we're in pain, or we're stretching too much, or uncomfortable, just basic uncomfortable. And that uncomfortableness might simply just be we're not used to being still. So let's just try to find stillness in our practice tonight. And then just breathing in our mountain pose. We want our feet, knees, hips, shoulders straight ahead. We want to check in on all our points of reference, which would be soft but straight knees, strong core, lifting, opening the heart, lifting the chin just slightly, and breathing. Getting into your own center, your own space. And try to, if your mind starts to wander and bring you somewhere else, see if you can bring it back, bring everything back here, bring the positive energy that we're drawing from each other. Even though we're in different rooms, we can still draw from each other. Really allowing our roots to grow deep and wide into the earth. Roots from the bottom of the feet and also through the root chakra, which is the base of the tailbone. And then just drawing energy from the earth, the beautiful, healthy, strong earth, bringing energy into our legs and working all the way through all of our energy centers, positive energy, all the way up through the crown of the head. And let's go ahead and connect to the universe, or maybe just wrap around a cloud. Beautiful day. And connecting our physical and emotional and spiritual bodies to the earth and the universe. Allowing ourselves to be quiet, allowing the silence, the stillness. Let's get 3 or 4 more deep, slow breaths, filling the lungs and completely exhaling. Bringing our hands to heart center. Nothing, I'm teaching a class. You were just talking to my whole class. So we're back. Here we are. So let's take our feet wide. Let's try to stay in your center, in your silence, right inside. And then taking our feet wide, we're just going to work. So I was talking about stress when we first came on, and needing to kind of relieve some of that, release some perhaps pent up energy, go ahead and taking those hands and letting our arms swing. Maybe the hands are reaching the adrenal gland area. The adrenals are right on the top of each kidney. So if you can kind of give yourself a little massage here and just swinging, centrifugal force doing the swing, doing the work, right? We're not forcing our arms to go anywhere. And as with any yoga class, with any physical activity, always listening to your body. What can you do and what are you working on? Okay, so if something hurts, that's one thing, but if something is uncomfortable, that might be another thing, right? It may mean that you just have to work through it. Uncomfortableness is not really pain. So go ahead and taking our arms here. Feet are still wide, but roots are still planted. We're rolling our shoulders. Big rolls of the shoulders up to the ears and back. Engaging the core and rolling back. Good. Just work out any kinks that the shoulders and the neck might be having. Big inhale and exhale. Let's get bigger circles here using our elbows, right? Bringing the elbows up and around. So when I do this, I'm starting to hear crunch, 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 right? And I don't mind that. I think that's actually working my shoulders and the stress points out. But if that makes you uncomfortable, if it's painful, don't do it. You can always adjust. Keep rolling, getting work, getting those shoulders to go back as far as you can. Remember, checking in all points of reference, your knees, your core, your breathing, your smiling. Now let's go bigger circles. Now, not so far back, right? Because there's a lot of stretching going on in the front of our shoulders. Let's do one more like this. And then we're going to alternate right and left and just go with the flow here. Go with the flow. I wonder if that term came from yoga. Go with the flow. You can lift your heels. You can just let the full body work. But remember to check in those points of reference, particularly through the core. There are a lot of ways to check in on our posture, right? We can pull up through the pelvic floor. We can zip the front core. We can lift the heart. And that's just to name a few. Rolling our shoulders back to the center, then taking our feet here. So we're going to pop up the intensity a little bit. So remember this. I've called this fire breath. I've heard it called fire breath, but it's also called bellows breath. There's other different fire breaths in yoga where we lift up and we sit back into a chair and we exhale, right? So it's inhale, exhale, ha, ha. Remember, we're sitting back, strong core, ha, pull the belly in, ha, ha, ha. We're gonna go 5 more. Let it out. Reach all the way up. Let it out. Reach, reach, reach. Inhale, exhale. Pull the belly in tighter on the exhale. Zipping the core. We've got 1 more. And reach it up. Good. Shoulders down. Check in on our feet. We want to press through the balls of our feet. We want to press through the heels and just tilting to one side a little bit. Engaging the core, check all those points of reference, knees, core. Let's bring this left shoulder back, looking up towards the ceiling. I'm a mirror image of you. Pull the belly in. Take it to the other side. Keep pressing our roots very deeply. Whereas in a face-to-face, in a class where we're in the same room, your left is my right. But here, I'm a mirror image. My right is your right. So talk about confusing when we get back together in real life, right? Only for me. Well, maybe not. Maybe for all of us. So let's roll our shoulders back again. We're going to take our left arm up and over. Good. Feel that stretch through the body. Right arm up and over. Keeping strong, a little stronger on the exhale, using your breath and your core together. The movement, your breath, and the core together. I like to do the Ujjayi breath, which is the ocean breath, where we inhale and exhale through the nose, sort of close the back of our throat. We'll do one more on each side, where it sounds like an ocean or feels the vibration through your throat. It's really good for the nervous system. And then, good, rolling the shoulders, lift the heart, mountain pose. So already feeling the sensations of all the energy systems working through our bodies. Keep breathing deeply. I'm going to just step up and see if anyone else has let me know they're here. Nice. I know that some people are here and they've told me who they are, and they're not able to kind of say anything because they sort of turn the camera off. So there's still that learning curve. All right, so we are, again, going to pop up the intensity from here. We're doing full sun salutations, which means we're half sun salutation, standing sun salutation. We'll move back to our planks and our down dogs and up dogs and make our way back up to standing. However, let's do 2 standing sun salutations to start. And if you want to stay here in the standing sun salutations, that's fine. Let's do the first 2 together. Inhale. Exhale, pull the belly in tighter to fold. Inhale, lengthen, lift the chest forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, gathering energy, bring the energy right to heart center. Inhale and exhale. Doing that one more time. Remember to always use the core. Help support and protect the low back. Reach the heart forward, folding, and then inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Very nice. So we'll do either 2 standing sun salutations for each full sun salutation. Okay, so inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Hands to the mat. Let's step back to our plank. Hold for 1 breath in our plank. Lowering our knees, tops of our feet, hips stay lifted. Let's do sort of a tricep push up here. This would be chaturanga, our elbows close to our ribs. Hips are still lifted. And then if you can lengthen back, lifting into just a little bit of a cobra, engage the core, coming to all fours, down dog. Bending, looking forward, stepping left and right forward. Inhale all the way up. Whoops. So you're welcome to step forward from the down dog. Instead of 1 foot at a time, you can take 4 steps, right? Again, listening to your body, if it takes you a little longer or if you move through it quicker. This is a vinyasa flow, and sometimes it can go really fast. So let's do that again. Inhale, exhale, inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. Step back, right and left this time. Plank. You can adjust your hands here, and you can do the chaturanga without lowering your knees. So that means the elbows are coming close to the ribs, and you're going down sort of in that same plank, where your chest comes down, your heart comes down first, then lower the rest of the body. And shoulders back here, up dog, or just a cobra still, pulling our belly in. Coming to knees first before our down dog. I also feel that's really safe for our backs. Using our core, and then bending the knees, stepping right and left forward. Inhale. Exhale. We're going through 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, stepping left and right back. We're in our plank. I'll show you from the side. Chaturanga. Chaturanga is lowering here. Our elbows stay close to our ribs, and then we go into a cobra. So it looks sort of like that. And then bending, come into our down dog. Bending the knees, stepping left and right forward. Inhale all the way up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Listen to your body. Inhale. Exhale. Step back right and left. So here in our plank, feel free to put your knees down first. And then your elbows stay close to the ribs, lower in the heart. Hips are still lifted if your knees are down. And then lengthen. And then up dog. So up dog is actually where our hips are still pressing forward, but we're up on our feet. Okay, so that's up to you if that's where you want to be. Or just press your hips here and go into a little cobra. The important thing is that the elbows are back here. Okay, and then lower down. Coming back onto our knees. Down dog. Bending, looking forward, stepping right and left forward. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Very nice. So we're going to take an inhale and take a forward fold. So playing in our forward fold a little bit. Releasing through the neck. Releasing through the shoulders. You can take your head side to side. Letting the arms float down to the earth. Letting your body melt over your legs. From our forward fold, we're going to take ourselves to a down dog. So forward fold, and then to a down dog. Play around with it, pedaling our feet, checking in from head to toe. We want our shoulders to be wide and back away from our ears. So we have a nice long neck. Sometimes our shoulders want to hunch up around our ears. Down dog is a beautiful back of the body stretch. Let's shift the pelvis a little. Knees are soft and feeling, and even though the knees are soft, we could still be feeling a big stretch behind our knees and our legs, right? So, and your heels do not have to come to the floor, although they may. And then really looking to get that inverted V. Shoulders wide, breathe. Bending the knees, look towards the front of the mat. Let's take our left leg forward. We're going to spiral up to a warrior 2. So lower that right foot and then open up here to warrior 2. So the right foot, the arch of the right foot is lined up with the heel of the front foot. Okay, so let's just take a warrior, reverse warrior here, and then back to our warrior 2. Pressing into both feet, both heels, both forefoots. Toes are relaxed. Reverse again. And then hold warrior, strong warrior 2. Looking over that front finger. You can go a little lower if your knees allow that. Stay strong through the core. Maybe we tighten that corset here. Sending the tailbone to the earth, sending the roots deep into the earth. Very nice. Warrior 2. It's really, warrior 2 is such a grounding pose. We're going to straighten this front leg, taking our triangle here, reaching forward till we can't go forward anymore, right? We're letting this hip come forward. The hips are towards the side of the mat. You can always adjust your feet. So coming forward and then opening up. Breathe, lengthen. If you want, you can bend that knee even further, maybe come further down. What we're looking to do is try to keep in a straight line. Shoulders both, knees, hips, foot, both feet, the arch of the back foot. So if you'd like to come further down, sometimes that means bending your front knee. Or you can stay lifted and just open up, taking that right shoulder back. Pull the belly in, check the knees for softness. Let's pull the belly in tighter and come back to our warrior two. Very nice. So turning here, lowering our right hand down by the floor, on the floor by your foot, and open up for a reverse warrior two. Reverse side angle, I should say. Holding, breathing, pulling the belly in tighter. Let's come back to our warrior two. Feeling like a pretzel today. Let's take both hands together. We can go ahead and let the hip turn as well, and the foot. Hands to heart center. Good. Taking that humble warrior. Hands to the mat, stepping forward. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling. Good. Inhale. Taking that forward fold. Releasing over our legs. We're going to do the whole thing on the other side. So remember doing what parts are really good for you, going at your own pace. Always listen to your body. As long as you're breathing and smiling, as long as you're keeping your core engaged, we can do anything. If there's uncomfortableness, see if you can be with it. So hands to the mat. We're going to step back to our down dog. Once again, playing in our down dog. Chances are the second down dog is better than the first. Breathing deeply. Bending the knees. Let's step our right foot forward to the center top of the mat and spiral into our warrior two. Holding. Feel free to check out your feet. Make sure the toe, heel, knee, hips, and the arch of the back foot are lined up. Strong warrior, looking over those front fingers. Our hips and our shoulders are also lined up here, right? Sometimes we end up coming a little further forward with our shoulders. See if you can line up. You may even shift the hips a little, not just the shoulders coming back. You may shift the hips, right? What do you have available to you? Let's keep our toes relaxed. Let's take a reverse. Keep pressing into those roots. Reverse warrior. Coming forward. Reverse. Use the core. Reverse. Everything comes from the core. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Our movement, right, comes from the core. Our roots come from our feet, from the tailbone. Everything comes together with our breath. Let's go ahead and take a triangle here. Straighten that front leg. The front knee is straight but unlocked. Reaching, and then go ahead and lower and open up here. And breathe. You can look up, you can look down. Keep that top shoulder back. Looking for that straight line here. So if that shoulder's coming in a little, maybe you come a little higher and open up. And then eventually you can come down. Remember, this knee can be bent a lot. Doesn't have to be straight. Becomes more of a side angle. Always breathing and smiling. Pull the belly in. We'll come back to our warrior two. Let's take that twist here, lowering our left hand down. Open up. Feel free to adjust your feet some. Sometimes our feet tend to slide a little. Open up here. We're coming from the core. We're cinching in that waist. And just breathe into wherever your body and your mind and your spirit needs it right now. Just breathe. Pranayama, life force energy. Engaging the core a little tighter. We'll come back to our warrior 2. And then come back here. Hands to heart center. Humble warrior. Lowering our hands to the mat. And then spiral the back foot, stepping forward. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So we'll do that same flow, and at the end of the flow, we're going to bring ourselves to half moon and reverse half moon. So let's go ahead and work with that. Inhale, engage the core. Exhale. Hands come down to the mat, step back for our down dog. Holding, breathing. One breath here. Bending, looking towards the front of the mat. Left foot comes forward, spiral around to our warrior 2. Very nice. Good. Engaging the core. And let's do the reverse half moon first. Taking ourselves here, lowering our right hand down to the mat. And let's see if we can lift that back leg. We can move our hand up above the mat. You can keep your back toe down and get a little more of a twist. Breathe. Our center of gravity is still right through that left leg. Left knee is straight but not locked. Lowering that foot. And let's come back up to our warrior 2. Wow, very nice. I know that was all kinds of fun. Now we'll take it to a regular half moon. Feel free to, I don't have a wall here to show you. Actually, I do. I have a fireplace. So half moon, you can use a wall. Start with your warrior 2. And then shifting forward, I don't know if I have enough room here, opening up and let your body come back on the wall. Open up. It's a beautiful opening here. But if you don't have a wall, maybe you have a block or a ball. I do want to talk more about our props. And you're taking your half moon like this, right? Your center of gravity is still on this left leg. Open up, and it becomes much more of a balanced pose than an opening pose. Have fun with it. And then let's lower down. Come back to our warrior 2. And then coming forward. Go ahead, step forward this time instead of our humble warrior. Good. Let's take an inhale. We'll do it on the other side. Exhale, fold. Step back, down dog. One full breath here. Bending, step the right foot forward, spiral to our warrior 2. Very nice. Good. Holding, breathing. So we're going to take a twist here, and then shifting forward, lowering our hand, now that we know the left hand should be a little higher, not right next to our foot, and take a twist here. Feel free to lower the back toes and get more of a twist. So this is different than our twist with, well, we want that front leg to be as straight as is comfortable for you. So it may feel more comfortable to lift this back leg, even though it requires more balance. See how this side feels different than the other side. When you're ready, lower down. We'll come back to our warrior 2. Gosh, we'd be having so much fun in person, right? I could hear the comments now and the laughter. So now let's try our half moon without, feel free to take yourself to the wall, but let's try our half moon without the reverse. Hold, open. Center of gravity is on that right leg, and the left leg is reaching back. See if you can flex the left foot, the left ankle, as if you're trying to put the bottom of your foot on the wall. Open up the body. Breathe. Core is engaged. And then when you're ready, we'll bring ourselves back to warrior two. Lower down, step forward. Mountain pose. Okay, how about if we do half moon once again? We'll go just to our half moon, or if you like the twist, the reverse half moon, you're welcome to do that. Either way, we're going to step our right foot back and we're going to start in our warrior two. So if you'd like your half moon and if you want the wall, go for it. It feels really good to be able to open up or have something to hold on to. Or, right, shifting forward, maybe your hand is on a block or a ball. Open up here. You can look towards the floor. You can look towards the distance. Having a drishti is real important. Keep breathing. Keep the core engaged. Now let's step back. Warrior two. Good. We'll take a reverse warrior. Let's take ourselves back to warrior two. Strong, beautiful warriors. Lowering our hands, interlace the fingers, pressing our knuckles towards the earth, sending our hips forward. Remember, really strong through our corset. And then release, stepping forward. Inhale. Exhale. Step back, down dog. Stepping our right foot forward. Warrior two on this side. Very nice. And then shifting forward for whatever half moon you want. Open up. Find that drishti. Find your breath. Engaging the core. When you're ready, we'll come back to our warrior two. Very nice. Reverse. Coming forward, strong warriors, beautiful strong warriors. Check into your roots, your smile, your breath, your center. Just be. Remember, is that uncomfortableness, is it pain or is it just being unfamiliar in unfamiliar territory? Okay. Take our hands behind, interlace our fingers, and open up the heart, lifting the heart. Stay strong through the corset, and then release. We'll go ahead and step forward. Let's find our mountain pose, lifting and lengthening the spine, creating space between the vertebrae, growing our roots deep and wide. Let's be in our mountain, find several breaths. Let's go 5 deep, slow breaths in our mountain. Closing our eyes or focusing on a drishti. And each breath filling the lungs to capacity. And completely exhaling. When you feel as if you have no more breath, go ahead and exhale some more. Same with the inhale, inhaling as deeply as you can. When you feel you can't inhale anymore, inhale just a little more. Exhaling. 3 more deep, slow breaths on your own. Bringing our hands to heart center and Let's take an inhale. We're making our way down to the floor, engaging the core, hands to the mat, release through the shoulders and the neck. Let's step back to our plank, holding for one breath in our plank. Shoulders go wide, even here. Lowering our knees and our feet, and then we'll take our hips back for child's pose. Go ahead and breathe deeply in our child's pose. And so we'll bring ourselves to all fours and just working through the spine, taking your time. I always think about enjoying the journey here, right? So we don't go to our deepest part of the cat and cow necessarily, right? Because along the way, it might feel really good. Maybe we're feeling some good stretching through the hips or the shoulders or the chest or the back along the way. Maybe from whatever activities we've been doing or not doing, we feel that we need to loosen up muscles around our spine, the deep core muscles. Just enjoying, and of course we're still keeping that corset laced, even though we're pressing our navel towards the floor and then pressing our navel towards the ceiling. Nice flow with the breath. And then let's go ahead and send ourselves back to child's pose once again. For one deep breath. And then we'll come back to a seated position. Feel free to have water with you. All of a sudden hot in my house. Because I had the nerve to close the windows because it felt a little chilly. But I think we're going to have a nice week. Let's bring our legs out. Rocking side to side. Inhale and exhale. Rolling shoulders, lifting the heart, staff pose. Pressing our hands right next to our hips as if we're trying to lift our hips right off the mat. Lengthening our spine, lifting our heart, breathing. Engaging the core. So we're going to go into a forward fold, sort of a different way. Usually we go lengthening, and we're going to walk forward. I want you to scoop the belly in, tighten that corset, and then come forward. Our legs and knees are together. Knees are a little bit bent. Letting ourselves fold over, nose towards knee, and then check out the shoulders. If they're hunched, we want to press them wide and down. Engaging the core, rolling up. And then scooching forward. We're going to hold underneath, maybe even here, but holding so that we can slowly roll back. And we get to a certain point where our core muscles say, oh, this is challenging. Hold on still. Use the whole body, rolling back. Stepping our feet back, hugging our legs in. And then rocking side to side. Beautiful massage through the hips, through the low back. Let's lower our legs. We're going to lengthen our legs. Reaching our arms and legs in opposite directions. Remember here, we're lengthening the waist first. And then reaching our arms and legs in opposite directions to the top and bottom of the room. Full body stretch, full body yawn. This stretches the front of the body where the back of the body gets a good stretch from the down dog. Keeping our left leg down, we're going to take our right leg and bend that knee. So we're going to do reclining big toe, if you can, if you'd like to, right? So keeping the left leg down and active. You can even flex the foot if it helps you to keep that leg down. We're going to take our right leg, take our peace sign fingers, and let's wrap our fingers around the big toe, either from the inside or the outside. We're going to bring our knee out to the side, almost like a half baby pose. And then reaching up, keeping, and if the leg is really tight for this, it's okay to take your hands behind your hamstrings. We don't want our hands on our knees, behind our hamstrings. Send the heel to the ceiling. So the idea is to stretch the hamstrings here. So if your leg has to be further back in order to get that knee straight, I'd like you to do that. If you can, bring that knee in and do the reclining big toe here. Go ahead and take your peace sign fingers, wrap them around your big toe, and straighten that leg out. Try to relax through your shoulders. Try to send the tailbone closer to the earth. Strong core here. And just breathe. Stay with it if you can, but if you need to come out, this is your yoga practice. Let's bend this knee slowly. We're going to take our right ankle across our left thigh, not our knee, and just open up through the hip here, like a figure four with our legs. Slowly bring that leg back to the center, and we'll take it to the other side. Any adjustments that you need to make, right? And then let's slide this leg in, and then either wrap your hands around the hamstring or reclining big toe, where we're wrapping our peace sign fingers around the big toe, and straighten that leg out. And just observe how this side feels different from the other side, or maybe they feel very similar. Breathing, releasing, check in on the core, check in on the smile. Remember the tailbone. Try to lower that even further, never forcing anything, just breathe and release. Try to stay with it. Slowly bending this knee, and the left ankle comes across the right thigh. Releasing any tightness, keeping both hips down, equal on both sides. And then let's go ahead and lengthen this leg out. Good. Shake those legs, taking both feet up towards the hip. We're going to take a bridge here. So we want our hips, our heels to be as close to the hips as possible. See how your knees feel. Hands down by our side. Looks like this. Sending the hips up. So remember, keep your eyes on the ceiling here. When we're in a bridge pose, we don't want to look to the left or right. It's not good for our neck. Keeping our shoulders down, pressing down. If it feels like you're straining to keep your hips lifted, perhaps you walk your feet back a little further so the ankles are lined up with the knees. See if you can send the hips higher. Shoulders are taking the weight. If you feel any pressure as if the weight is going onto your neck, go ahead and press your shoulders a little more, maybe lower your hips a little more. Just breathe, lifting the heart. There's a space between our chin and our chest. This is a really good pose for energy. It's for your thyroid. Just breathing, releasing, Stay with it if you can. And if you can't, if you're done, you're done, right? So let's all roll down, hugging our legs in, rocking side to side. And then we're just going to rock forward and back a little. And then when you're ready, roll all the way to seated. So if you have a ball or a blanket that you would like to sit on, go ahead and do that. It can be sort of a release to kind of sit a little higher for our spine and for these muscles. The hip flexor muscles might feel better. So let's take our legs, let's take our double pigeon here, right? Lining up our ankle with our right ankle with our left knee and our left ankle with our right knee. And this can be done on the mat, not necessarily seated on the ball or blanket. It might be really uncomfortable. See how you feel. Again, it's your practice and it's your body. Sitting a little higher might feel better. We're going to try it both ways. But if you need to go down to the mat right away, that is right for you. Let's check your feet and see if you can have a flexed foot. Lengthen the spine, lift the heart, smile. And slowly uncrossing those legs. Let's take it in the other direction. So now left ankle over the right knee and lining up the other ankle and knee. Lengthening, breathing, even here, strong core. Find release in those muscles. Even if it's uncomfortable, we hold so much in our hips, our legs, all this area, that sometimes we get uncomfortable really quickly, and it's not from pain or stretch necessarily, it's from just the unfamiliar sensations that we may be getting. And then go ahead and untie those legs. Remember, I know who you are, and I know that's really hard to do for some of us. So let's remove the blanket or the ball if you were sitting on that. And that was really just another way to do it. You didn't have to use that at all. Here we are. Let's take ourselves to bring the right ankle over the right thigh and just keep it here. We don't want too much pressure on this knee, so try to keep this leg active. It's a slight bend in the knee, and the knee and toes are pointing up. You can keep it here if you want, stretching through that thigh, maybe the front of the thigh, the hip. It depends on what we have going on with us. Let's flex this top foot. And then, if you'd like to take that double pigeon here, go ahead and cross that left ankle under, keeping both feet flexed. If you have a ball or a blanket, you are welcome to support this leg here, right? Up to you. So if you need more, so check out your ankles and your feet, right? If you'd like, taking it forward here, pull the belly in and walk forward. Feel free to fold all the way over. Remember, our belly is pulled in and back. Shoulders relax down. Always find your breath and send your breath to those tight areas of the body and the mind. Embracing the uncomfortableness. Finding stillness. Let's go ahead and make our way back up. Slowly unpretzel. Shake it out. Taking our left leg, crossing over, holding here, finding length. So you can keep it here and you can take yourself forward here and see where you can go with it. It's a beautiful stretch, just a little different, that's all. And if you like to take that double pigeon, go ahead and line up the knees and the ankles, flexing the feet. Feel free to keep it here. Feel free to take it forward. Remember, check those points of reference. You know what they are, especially the smile to help relax your facial muscles. Stay with it for a few more breaths if you can. But as always, if you need to come out of it, go ahead and do that. And then we'll release our legs. Shake the legs out, taking the bottoms of our feet together and curling forward, releasing. So the feet can be out here, or they can be close as you want, wherever feels good. And when we fold forward, always an option not to fold forward, just breathing, check in on those points of reference and release. Slowly coming up, bring those knees together, scooching forward, making our way back down to the mat. Hug those legs in. And then circling our knees around, getting as big of a circle as you can, perhaps feeling beautiful sort of acupressure through and around our hips and low back. And then reverse the circle 2 more times. Let's lower our left foot and circle the right knee. Circle in the other direction. So it's really, the hip is circling. Try to keep both hips down. That left hip might want to lift. Lower that knee and circle the left. 3, 2, 1. Circle in the other direction. 3, 2, 1. Both feet down. Preparing for your Shavasana. Feel free to take a twist or one last pose if your body really was craving it, or if your mind and your spirit really want that to complete your yoga practice. And as you prepare for Shavasana, I have a short reading from the language of letting go, Melody Beattie. Peace is available if we choose it. In spite of chaos and unsolved problems around us, all is well. Things will work out. We can surround ourselves with the resources of the universe: water, earth, a sunset, a walk, a prayer, a friend. We can relax and let ourselves feel peace. Today, I will let go of my need to stay in turmoil. I will cultivate peace and trust that timely solutions and goodness will arise naturally and harmoniously out of the wellspring of peace. And settle into your Shavasana, breathing deeply and slowly. And just allow yourself to be. And bringing your awareness back to your breath, breathing deeply, as deep as you can, and exhaling completely. And feeling free to stay on your mat in your Shavasana. You are home. You don't have to go anywhere. But if you'd like, come to seated, hands to heart center, and taking your time. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace in our thoughts, peace in our words, peace in our heart. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you for coming, everyone. Please let me know whatever comments, whatever ideas, thoughts that you have, and I hope you had a wonderful practice and have a wonderful evening. Love you guys. See you next time.